Hey everyone, time for the daily news. 27th of September in America, 28th in Australia. So yeah, so it's all the news that's pretty much happened today. So let's start off with the not so shocking news, but also a little bit shocking that Stamkos will not return for the rest of this playoff series. Just wanting to rule himself out, I'm assuming, or the coach did, just so there wasn't any more speculation in regards to Game 6 and Game 7, so they could just focus on what they needed to do. God, my hair is all over the shop. So he won't be on the ice for either Game 6 or Game 7. And if they do manage to win the Stanley Cup, it will be the first time that a team's done it without their captain in the lineup since 1936-37 with the Detroit Red Wings. So we are in very light territory. The only thing I could remember that was close to that was Crosby wasn't on the ice for the third period against the Red Wings when they won the Cup. And so that's the only thing I could think of without a captain in the lineup or close to. The Bruins didn't have a captain in 70 and 72, but they just didn't have a designated captain, so it doesn't really count. But yeah, so that it kind of sucks, but at least he'll get his name on the Cup. They would have found a way to put it on the Cup anyway. I think he played enough regular season games, but he's definitely getting it because he played a game in the Stanley Cup final, so there's no need for any special submissions for that one. So yeah, and hopefully, I guess we'll find out either tomorrow or in 2 days' time or 3 days' time whether he'll end up having that name on that cup or will it be Pavelski. Chris Stewart retires. Nothing really crazy here. He took a year out last year and then managed to get back in the Philadelphia Flyers lineup this year. Only played 16 games, didn't go to the bubble. So not really a surprise here, but, overall, 322 points in his total career, 668 games, really hard player to play against, a lot of penalty minutes, a lot of fights, a lot of miles on that body, so not really a surprise that the player that broke in 2008, that he's hanging them up. But yeah, it was an awesome story that he came back and obviously he's done and done and dusted, and that's him going forward. So wish the best of luck in his post-hockey career, and yeah, hopefully it's all good. Tory Krug, why I'm in the Bruins jersey. Looks like, at least it's being by Rear Admiral, posting that it looks like there might be a trade tomorrow before the free agency to give some team chance at the ownership rights to sign a longer deal, or B, just get the first whack at the piñata before obviously the deadline looms. But usually these end up being a signing, which always makes me think there's a little bit of collusion there. But anyway, or at least they know that they're willing to give an offer that they're happy with, and I think there's a little bit of would he accept this if we do a trade, especially with the fact that it's definitely he's definitely not going to be a Bruin. There's no way that they're able to jig that. They definitely have the cap space to look at something for him, but yeah, I think they're kind of not sure where they want to go here next year. Krejci's last year, and also Rask's. So yeah, it's kind of looking like we may be starting to get to the end of them being dominant, the Bruins, and then maybe in a rebuild sort of mode. So yeah, the teams that are least reported by Rear Admiral to get this thing going is Colorado, Florida, Vegas, and Detroit. So very interesting lineup there. Vegas seems to be on every free agent that's just ever existed. Even ones that I'm sure they were in on Brad Richards 10 years ago. I don't know why Vegas' name always gets thrown out, but yeah, so that's interesting at least. And finally, the bubble cost came out, anywhere between 75 to 95 million. Elliot Friedman reported on, so definitely not doing that again with the season upcoming. And oh boy, it's going to be interesting to see where this all lines up and when even we get started and how many games it's going to be. I think for me, it just reminds me of the last lockout. I just think we're coming back in January, February, 48 games and a playoffs. I just think it's going down that route, and then everything can get going. Really lucky when you think back, and there's obviously a video here that the CBA discussions didn't end and they extended it and got a deal signed without a labor dispute. Because could you imagine a labor dispute and then all this? It would have been a nightmare. So Yeah, and obviously, like, to keep up relevancy and everything, you know, that looks like they'll be away for about 3 or 4 months. So, yeah, anyway, I just thought it was an interesting tidbit to throw in at the end of the video. Anyway, guys, if you've got any comments with anything that I spoke about today, put that below. When do you think the season will be going back, and how many games do you think it's going to be? I think that's going to be interesting. Anyway, if you did like this video, hit the like button. If you made it all this way and you haven't subscribed, it really does help us out to subscribe. You have no idea. This is literally just me doing everything, so it really does help us out from a motivational standpoint, and it means you get hockey content. So, I mean, who doesn't hate that? But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I understand a lot of people have probably been, at least some people watching may have been re-put into a lockdown. There's a lot of countries that have re-locked down in the last week. So I just want to say stay safe. Hopefully everything's all good on your end. Hopefully I've provided you a small amount of entertainment or edutainment to sort of get you through this period. But I do really appreciate, we're up to 209 subs, so really growing this thing slowly but surely. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you, and bye.